Hey guys, today we're going to talk about elements of persuasion. The first step is to divide a page in your interactive notebook in the notes section by fourths. Go ahead and do so now after you've labeled the top, elements of persuasion. In the first box in the top left-hand side, we're going to take note of how to annotate persuasive text. There are three things we need to pay attention to when we're annotating persuasive text. The first is the main idea, and then we'll consider the supporting details, finally, we'll have an idea of our own as we make an inference about what we've read. Another important thing to take note of in this box is that we should always consider the author's call to action when we're reading a persuasive text. This will tell us what the author is asking us to do in response to their argument. Once you've written that, we're all good with our first box. We'll move over to the right in box number 2. This element of persuasive text is the main idea. Oftentimes, the main idea will be referred to by its synonyms, such as the argument, the claim, or the author's position. Next, in the third box in the bottom left-hand corner, the next element of persuasion are supporting details. These are details that the author will use to support their claim and try to convince you to be on their side. One type of supporting detail an author might use is an emotional appeal. Emotional appeals are effective when they make the reader feel something. Oftentimes, if an author can make you feel emotions while they're presenting their argument, they can convince you to join their side. Another detail that an author will use to persuade you includes numbers, stats, charts, and graphs. These simply make the author's argument stronger by providing a visual representation of their claim. Last but not least, an author might refer to experts when trying to persuade you. Experts generally provide information on a specific topic that adds credibility to the author's argument. Next, draw a circle in the middle of your notes here. Inside of that circle, write the word audience. Another important detail to consider in a persuasive text is who is this text intended for? Who is the author trying to persuade? Finally, in your bottom right corner of your notes, let's write down an example question. This is a question you might see on a quiz or perhaps on the STAR test. Let's write, in which sentence does the author attempt to stir the reader's emotions? Based off the vocabulary in this question, you can tell you might be looking for an emotional appeal. In order to answer this question effectively, you'll want to consider the author's main idea, the methods they use to support their main idea or their supporting details, and finally, any original thoughts you have about the topic and any inferences you can add. And just like that, you have notes for the elements of persuasion.